What's up, YouTube fans? Today I want to take a look at the Touch Toys Hellbird, which is their unique take on a new character with this missile launcher vehicle mode. So this company, previously they made a jet. I actually have it here. I just haven't reviewed it yet because it's a little bit of a difficulty for me to transform. This guy looks really cool in vehicle mode. You can see it's got that 100% painted camo all the way around. So everything you see there, the green, beige, and gray is all painted. Nice translucent red for the emergency lights. Silver, yellow, white, gunmetal. Lots of nice details. It does have rubber tires. Here's the bottom, by the way. It does have rubber tires and it rolls nicely. It's a pretty heavy thing. There is die-cast in here. We'll see that more in the robot mode, but there is pieces of die-cast which make it nice and hefty. Has some features here in the truck mode. You can move around the rearview mirrors, and they do have a little bit of that gray paint, a silver paint, to make it look like a mirror. You can pull up this antenna just for display purposes, and then if you want, you can rotate it too, but that's pretty nice. Nice die-cast piece of antenna. It does have shock absorbers built in. Not really sure what, why, but that's pretty cool. It's got shocks on all four sets of wheels. You can also lift this up on a ratchet. It's got a nice piston there to allow you to angle it back. And of course it is a missile launching vehicle, so we do get missiles, and these are pretty cool. Actually, they transform on their own, but there's one that's red. So the one that's red has a magnet in the tip that allows you to change the color of the eyes. We'll see that when we get to robot mode, but just that's the difference. That's why there's different colors. It also comes with a stand. So it says Touch Toys Hellbird HQ-9BE. It does have a number. I'm not sure. Maybe this is the number of the vehicle. TT2035A. And you can put this guy on here, on this display stand. And you can take these missiles and just sit them on the stand. So if you want to display it like this for your Chinese Army pride, you can do that. But these have more functionality, which is pretty cool. This stand is also reconfigurable. So if you want, you can take these apart and take this and bring it back here. And then plug this, move this to the middle. And again, it's configurable however you want, but I'm just showing you one way. And now it's ready for robot mode, so we'll just leave it like this. But just know you can reconfigure all of these panels. But let's set that aside and take a look at this. And these, if you just kind of rotate them, they'll pop out. So it's attached with a tab and two clips. And if you open up this top part here, you can see there is an inner piece there, and you can get these missiles in there, but they don't fit like this. You have to collapse them. It took me a while to figure this out. Not very good instructions on this, but you're going to pull back on this top section, and you can just get a fingernail in there and pop that back. Then you're going to rotate these wings down all the way around, and now it's the same shape, circular. You can now get this in here. And this has a rotating piece here that expands and contracts it. And then we can get this back together. And now we can reattach this here. And now, if we raise this up, you can slowly rotate the bottom, and it will pop the missile through. Oops. It'll pop the missile through the top. That top part is spring-loaded. That is very cool. I haven't seen anything like that before. All right, and there it is with all the missiles loaded. Really cool effect. For whatever reason, I really like how this works. And I love that it has articulation there. do have some taillights here. I forgot to mention that earlier. Nice painted taillights on the back. And for a quick size comparison, there's next to MP10 Optimus Prime, and is about as long as his trailer here. The cab or the truck itself is about the same width and about the same, maybe a little bit shorter. But yeah, nice size vehicle mode for a masterpiece scale if that's what you want to use it for. All right, now let's get this guy transformed into robot mode. And it is a pretty complex transformation. There's a lot of steps involved. So I'm going to try to show it on camera as much as I can. I will probably miss things here and there, but I'll do my best. So starting off, come to the back. You're going to unpeg this tab right here, which loosens up this. You can open this up, lift up here, and you have to slide this off this peg. I found the best way to do that is to push up on this little tab, and that'll give you a little bit of wiggle room to slide this off, right? And we can take care of this right now. So go ahead and fold this down and fold that down, and we're going to open up all of this. So pull out on this, pull out on this, and these will also extend. This is actually going to flatten. It's kind of a weird thing. Actually, I'll take these off so I can show you. This is going to accordion down. You can see there's a hinge there in the middle. Oh, and we have to open this up. Don't forget to do that first. Open that up. And then we're going to hinge these out and basically flatten this. It's a really surprisingly complex mechanism here for just the backpack. All right, then you can put these back on, and then we'll set this aside because we have to go ahead and work on the rest. Right, so that's ready to go. We'll set that aside and work on this now, and we'll start off with the front here, the doors. We're going to unpeg this. There's two little tabs. We're going to pull this door forward and down kind of at the same time. It's a little tricky. So it's pegged in right here, so pull that out. It's pegged in up here, pull that down. And then it's pegged in the front. So it's a weird sequence of things, but hinge it down. You're going to come to the back here, fold that panel in, and then hold that up. All right. Next, we're going to pull this out. It looks like this came detached already. It was like this, but you're going to pull out this direction and down this direction. So pull out on the bottom and then pull down, and that'll detach this. And we're going to bring this panel right here up, and that'll allow us to take all of this and rotate this down. There's a double hinge right here, so fold that on the double hinge, fold it back on the double hinge, and tab it in like that. We can separate the legs from each other and just rotate this out. I'm going to do this one the whole way, and then I'll do this one off camera. So come to the bottom here. We're going to lift up on this. This is just pegged in right here. You can fold down that peg, so that'll give you access to the leg. And this is an interesting way they did it, but it's a double hinge, and this goes in here. I will tell you, getting this back out is very challenging. Rotate that piston down. And then once you do that, you can fold this up. It does click into place firmly, but it's very hard to remove. So I recommend a spudger. There you go. That is in now. It's locked in. It's not going anywhere. All right. Now we can finish up with this. So let's see. We're going to take this, rotate this. Actually, sorry. Fold this out, rotate this down the other way. This will come down, and we're going to pull up on this, on the slider, and then take this and fold this down. This is going to come down, and just leave this like this for now. Take this foot, unpeg it from here, bring this down on a double hinge, and there's a little slot or a peg and a slot here. So peg that into the side. Again, another firm tab, and then rotate this to the front. All right, next come to the back here, and we'll tuck this in, fold this tab down, and then this is actually his toe. You could probably do without it and just leave it, but Official Transformation has that like that. Come to the inside here, we're going to fold this panel down. You can slide this back over. I'm getting caught up here. Slide this back in, and then now we can tab this down, and then you can bring this down and tab that into the top. And we got a little bit more to go with this leg. So take this panel, and this is going to hinge up. We're going to tie this piston into this bottom part here, and it's a little tricky to get it, so you just kind of have to line it up, and you might want a spudger or something to help you, but there you go. So it should look like that. And then on this one, on the inside, you want this one to go, and you can bend his knee to give yourself a little bit of room. But basically this has to work its way inside the knee. And it works. The actual piston system works. It's just getting it in there is very challenging, because there's not a lot of room to work, and they're small, and tolerance is tight. All right, there we go. We got it. And that's one leg. So go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to do it off camera, and then we'll be right back. All right, now that we got both legs taken care of, we can take care of the upper body. That was actually the easy part. If you were thinking that's the hard part, we have a long way to go. So let's take a look at the upper body. We're going to detach from here. There's a tab right here. And that'll allow you to fold this up. You can just kind of fold this down out of the way. Actually, come to the front here. You can open up these two panels. And that'll allow you to take all of this and fold it down out of the way. And we can come to here. We're going to open this up. Get these doors out of the way. Open this up. You're going to flip up this rear hip skirt, and we're going to fold this down. There's a tab right here that's going to go into a slot on the back. So right here is that tab, and that's going to go right into here. So bring that down and get that pegged in. Make sure this is open. Oh, and we have to flip this around. So rotate this waist joint here. Then you can bring this down, and you can see how this rear hip skirt kind of sits right here. And this will come all the way down and then tab in on the back. And that holds that back piece together. Hopefully I got that on camera. All right. And like I mentioned, you can bring these down and just leave that there for now. For this part, just get the doors rotated down. This panel, you're going to lift up. And we're going to knock something off here. There's a little tab here, little peg. It's come off once before, so I know where it goes, but right here, there's a little spot for it. So I'll get this back on later. But you can bring these down out of the way. These should be rotated so that you have this piece here facing forward. And it's very tricky, but you have to get these two circles into these two spots. and it kind of holds the whole waist in. I'm going to do that a little bit later, but I just want to show you so you can clearly see it right now. Come to this section here. We're going to open up these. That will allow you to separate this whole section. Come to the top here, you're going to lift up on this. That will allow you to bring these two chest panels out and just accordion them up and out. This is going to come over, rotate around, and then come down in front of these two, kind of right in the middle. So you get this, make sure it's clearing, right? Make sure this tab is clearing the top. And then once you have it down here, you're gonna get a fingernail or a spudger into here. Having trouble, so I'm just gonna grab a spudger. But you want to bring this piece down. Come on. There we go. Rotate it 180 degrees and then push it back in, and that makes the front of the chest. You have to also rotate these, let's see, like that, so it kind of sticks out like that. Same on this one. Rotate that in. It should look like that, kind of like little engine parts. This right here is going to rotate around. You have to kind of get it at an angle so it can clear. It's a little weird the way it works, but get that around. Bring this down, and these will rotate in. And we'll bring this back down, and this is going to go up and under. It's going to be basically his abs. So get this tucked in here, like that. And I got something wrong here. I guess don't plug these in just yet. So get this up and under. This tab right here is going to work its way into this slot. So bring this down. It is a firm peg, so it should, you know, peg in solidly. And these will make their way into the side. Right, so you should have something like this when you're done. And that's the chest. Now we can do these, so we're going to get this lined up. And you basically have to work this in to here. It's a little tricky, but hard to show you. But this circle has to work its way into this slot. And let's see, make sure I have this. Oh, you want to fold this up, by the way, on a double hinge. Get this folded so it's closer. And then we can work on getting this lined up. And this is one of the parts I don't like at all. I think this was a poor design choice, to be honest. All right, and I finally got it. It's not easy, but I had to push it this way from the outside. So just know it's pretty challenging to get in. I had to do it off camera. All right, let's continue. We'll start on the back here. Unplug this. It looks like it was already partially unplugged. And then you unplug this. We can rotate this so we can fold this down. And it's just going to sit right there. Fold this panel down. And we have some work to do just on this panel right here. Everything is so involved on this figure. It's very challenging. Fold those two panels in. Fold this panel on top. This is going to come around. And take this entire piece. There we go. And then this is going to sit back down like this. This is going to peg in right here. So bring this down. and peg this in. This is going to peg in right there, so it looks like that. And just leave that down for now. We're going to end up putting that on the backpack. Now we can work on this whole mess, and it is a lot. Alright, so let's start by unpegging this, the two halves from each other. So you can open it up like this. You can accordion this out, give yourself a little room. Unpeg this wheel from the front here. There's actually a little wheel, I don't know if you saw it in vehicle mode. It's an actual tire in there, it's pretty cool. We're going to lift up on this. This has 3 hinges in it. It's very confusing how it's supposed to go, but I'll show you the end result. It's hard to explain how to fold it out, but basically get this out of the way for now. Fold this panel down, it's tabbed in right there. Pull that panel down, and that's just going to come down here. We're going to unpeg the arm from the inside, is pegged in right here into the bottom. And I'm showing you because it's very challenging going back to vehicle mode, so it's nice to know, where everything goes. This is going to accordion into the arm like that, and then this is going to lock that together. So make sure you get this all the way down and then lock that pin or this peg on top. All right, you can straighten up the elbow, and we're going to rotate this whole arm on this hinge right here. Rotate the arm down. Alright, and before we get the arm pegged in, we got to take care of this. This armature is very challenging to get in the right position, but you basically want to get the metal armature rotated up. You want this rotated back. It should sit like that, and then here is a slot. There's a tab on the inside. It's a metal tab, and then these 2 plastic tabs are working their way around this peg. Bring this around. Just get this out of the way. And tab that in. It should tab in securely, and then this kind of sits a little bit over the chest. So that's how it should look. Now we'll take care of the rest of the arm, so bring this up. This is going to hinge back. I'm going to actually fold this like that, so you get that look. And then this is going to bring down. Come to the inside and open up this panel here. We can rotate out the hand, and that's just going to sit like that. Close this back up, and this panel will just sit on the bottom right there. So you should end up with something like this for this side. Go ahead and do the same thing on this side. There's a slight difference on the other arm. I'm going to do it off camera, but I'll just point out the difference with that arm. But this one has a little bit different piece right here. Actually, I'll just show you now. You're going to unpeg this. This is going to accordion away, and then this is going to end up on the side of the arm. I'll show you that in just a minute. All right, now I've got both arms transformed. I just left this part to show you the difference. It is overly complex for a little tiny part like this, but I'm going to rotate this around. I'm going to fold this out, bring this back down, and this is going to accordion up. Like I said, it's just overly complicated. This is going to come down. There's a little tab right there. So this is going to plug into that tab. And then you can close these down. It's got a little weapon there on the arm. Alright, so now we've taken care of the arms, we can take care of the head and the backpack. Come to the back here. One of the easier parts of this transformation. We're going to go ahead and take the head, rotate this up, and it actually clicks into place on the top, so make sure it actually clicks right there. And then we're going to take this backpack. This is going to fold up, this is going to fold down. 2 tabs here, 2 slots in the back. Tab that in, bring this down, and tab that on the back. Fold up this little panel right here, because that's where we're going to plug his backpack into. It was actually the same thing we plugged it into before. But we're going to take this, and right here is a little slot that's going to go over this, and then this is going to tab into the top. So first get this plugged in here, and make sure you get in the right hole. And then look at the top here, you can get this tabbed in. This tabs in very securely. Just make sure you push it down. And then you can kind of adjust these however you like. For the head, you have kind of an optional thing. You can lift up this little horn if you want. It's folded onto the back. Alright, and there's Hellbird in robot mode. And I have to say, despite the really horrific transformation, it looks amazing. Amazing. The paint detail, the die cast, the color breakup, the overall sculpt, it just is really beautiful. I know it's not anything in particular. It's not like a particular character. It's just its own thing, but it really is impressive in person. Here's the back. We got that missile pack. It's got some really nice paint details on it that don't show up in the vehicle mode. Silver paint, translucence here on the chest with the silver star there, silver, orange, gunmetal, all that camo paint shows up here. The nice red paint here on the top. Everything is just covered in paint and looks gorgeous. It's pretty darn solid. You know, it stands up nice and firm. There is die cast down here in the legs and the hips and in the feet. And in the arms. I mean, it's got lots of die cast, but it feels very solid overall once you get it here. Let's go over the articulation. For the head, you can see the head sculpt actually looks pretty cool. It does have this little tail piece that articulates. You can do whatever you want with that. The head is on a rotating swivel, so it rotates around and goes up to there and down to there. The shoulder pads will move out of the way. Like I showed you during the transformation, it's very ornery, but you can't get it out of the way. Shoulders will go up to there on a ratchet joint. Really nice, tight, and well-tolerance ratchets. It's just all this stuff is kind of annoying, but rotation at the bicep on friction joint. You have a 90-degree bend on a ratchet at the elbow. The hands are on a swing joint with a rotation, so you can go in and out, and you can rotate individually articulated fingers at 2 pins. Thumb is on a ball joint and a pin. So very nice articulated hands on these. It's just really, really well done. For the hip skirts, you have a front hip skirt and the side hip skirts. The front skirt doesn't really get in the way. You don't really have to do anything. Whoops. But speaking of these just tab into here, and you can articulate these in and out as well. I like to have them kind of compact, but you can kind of do however you like. They're very adjustable. They have a lot of play in them. Come back to here. You can get the leg up to there. It does get hit by this little piece here, which is almost an unnecessary piece. Doesn't really do anything. You move this hip skirt out of the way. It goes back to there. Out to the side on another ratchet. This is all die cast, by the way. Rotation at the thigh, running universal. That feels like a metal Gundam, or even I don't know. It just feels really good. 3-0. You have a knee bend here. It's a double piston. So as you bend, this piston grows, and if you keep going, you can see this one opens up. So it's a double jointed knee that gets you, actually it's a single jointed knee, but just due to the way it's designed, you get pretty deep bend out of that. The hip skirt itself on the front also has 3 bends on it, so you can kind of get out of the way, whatever you want to do. Coming down to the feet, you have rotation at the foot. You have tilt in both directions. This toe is a little weird. If you don't like it, you just get rid of it, but it is the official transformation to have it forward. You can move it if you want. As far as accessories, we're looking at them here on the back. You can tilt this up on this joint. It does hold in place. And then you can, just like you could in the vehicle mode, you can rotate here, and that will push the missile out on all of these. I think that's pretty cool. I'm not sure why this one didn't come out all the way. There we go. So you can have that look. That's really neat. I mean, that's just a cool thing. But there's more. We can take this red one and you touch that to the face. You'll get those light up red eyes. And that's pretty cool. Now, I don't know if you get a different color one. Oh, there we go. There's the blue. And then if you do one more time, you get the fading in and out blue color. All right, continue on. We do get the display stand here. Just say Hellbird. Like I mentioned, you can reconfigure this. So you have it 4 wide, 2 on the back, and then these 2 pieces on the side, and then the stand display on the front. And again, it's whatever you want, but this makes the most sense to me in robot mode. And then you can put them on there, and that looks pretty good. You can also take these missiles like you could before, and if you want to stow them, you don't want them in this back, you can put them on the side here. And for a quick size comparison, there is next to the Magic Square Optimus Prime, basically the same size minus the backpack here. So it is MP scale. You can put it with an MP scale or MPM collection. I think it'll fit in very nicely with that. So final recommendations on the Touch Toys Hellbird. This thing is pretty incredible. The robot mode and vehicle mode has so much detail, lots of fun features and accessories. The paint is phenomenal. The materials are amazing. I think where it falls down is the transformation. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I'm going to recommend it. The only thing standing in the way of being excellent, 5 out of 5, is really the transformation. It's just not user friendly. But other than that, man, it is really amazing. If this company approached other figures, I think this is like the future of third party, is making these one-off characters that aren't really part of anything. They're just new characters exploring a new space. This is really pretty impressive. I just wish the transformation was a little bit more fun. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Jordan W. for sending this review, and we'll see you next time.